So guys, in this video we'll be doing the hack park from TryHackMe. So let's get started. The IP address is 10.10.250.242 and this box does not reply to the ping request. So you can just directly do the nmap scan. And I have already done the nmap scan on all ports, and you can see only two ports are open. One is 80, another one is 3389. So this is most probably a remote desktop service. So we need to find some credentials. If we have some credentials, we can RDP into that box. So for now, let's focus on this web server, and it says IIS 8.5 version. So let's go to the website, and this is the website. It says hack park and the administrator, the date, and blogengine.net. So let's open this and press Ctrl U to see the any version of this blogengine.net. So what you can type is generator. So there is no generator, and blog engine. So you need to search for the version number, and you can see at the last in the comments it have the blog engine 3.3.6.0. so copy this one. Now let's search for this one, and you can see if the first one is directory traversal, and the normal website contains a comment by the username visitor1. So here path traversal vulnerability leading to remote code execution. Theme parameter. So there is a theme parameter, and we need to, so there is a URL, the website /admin. So we need to be logged in into the website even without brute forcing with the GoBuster. You can see by checking the admin page. So check for /admin, and you can see the login page. Let's try admin, the default credentials. Now let's try for SQL injection. Again login failed. So let's go and try to brute force with Hydra. Before that we need to capture the parameters. So let's open the burp suite. And type anything admin, and you can also see the what are the technologies being used to make the website. So this is the Vaporizer extension. It tells you what are the technologies the website is being used, and it says ASP. So if you want to upload any shells, it should be related to ASP reverse shells or any web shells, and IIS version is 8.5. So turn on the intercept, and now click on login. So this is the request, send it to repeater, and now you don't need to delete this view state and event validation. So these are used for tracking your activities on the website. Suppose if you add any product to the cart, then these view state and event validation will be helpful for the server to identify that you are this particular user. All you need to do is first let's open the new terminal and Hydra. Let's say administrator user, let's say admin, and password. For the password list I'm going to use the rocky.txt. And now we need to paste the IP address, and you can observe this is the post request. Now we need to select the module HTTP post form. So this will take three parameters separated by colon. So the first one is path to the login URL. So that is this one. Copy. We need to copy forward slash also, and then put the colon. And the second one is actual data you want to brute force. So this is the actual data I want to brute force. So copy this and paste here. I think it has copied the new line also. Now paste this. All you need to change is this admin and the password. So go to username point and delete the admin. Now put cap user cap. So this will be replaced by this user name every time. Since we are not using the username list, it will put simply admin. So instead of this cap user cap, you can also put the admin. Now let's change the password to cap pass cap. So this field will be recognized as a password field, and for each request the word from this rocky.txt will be replaced here and sent to the browser, sent to the server. And now put another colon. So that is the last one is the incorrect response. Now you can see for logging as admin and admin, I got this message login failed. So this will be identified as the incorrect response. So all you need to do is, let's say failed. So Hydra, on seeing this in the response, it will make sure that the username and the password in that particular request is not correct. Whenever there is no failed response, failed message in the response, then Hydra will tells us that is the correct credentials. And now after some time you will get the credentials. Admin and the password is this one. So copy this and login. Since we are successfully logged in, and let's review this vulnerability. So we need to upload a reverse shell, and it can be accessible using this path, to directories up and app data files. So click on content post. So welcome to HackPark, that is the post we have seen here. So click on new, and this is the payload you need to send. So modify this IP address to your TryHackMe IP and change the port to whatever you want. So copy all this one and save it to file. So I have already saved this. So this is the same payload. I have changed it to my TryHackMe IP address and the port number. Now we need to say title of the post, testing 123. Let's say test. So click on this file manager. So there is already a photo, and now click on upload. And I think we need to rename it to postview.ascx. So rename it to that name and then select this one. So I think it has been uploaded successfully. Now you can close this and save this one. Now how to access this file? Let's start the listener. Since it's a Windows box, you can use rlwrap. So copy this theme parameter and paste here. Now you can see we got the shell. Who am I? So we are the blog. So blog is like, I don't know whether it's normal user. I think it's a service account. So if you have the service account, you can type who am I privileges, and you can see SC impersonate privilege enabled. But the problem is this will not work for this box. I have tried this and it did not work out. Now let's run the system info. Now the OS is server 2012, so that means most probably PowerShell will be installed. PowerShell PS version table. So this will give you the version of the PowerShell installed on the system and also the previous version it can support. So the PowerShell version is 4. So I want to run the script called powerup.ps1. So it will quickly fetch some of the misconfigurations on the system. So I'm using this smb-server.py from Impacket to host this folder so that I can copy into this Windows box easily. You can also use the Python web server and you can use the PowerShell wget. So you can give the share name you want. So now let's go to the temp directory, so that will be writable by everyone. So dir, and we are in C Windows temp. Now copy the PowerShell script. So we are copying PowerUp to the temp directory. And here you can see we have the NetEntive LM version 2 authentication. And now let's say dir, and you can see powerup.ps1. So cancel this, ls-ltr. Now you can see the size 494860. So make sure that the exact bytes for this file. Now I will show you PowerShell one-liner to execute directly the PowerShell PowerUp PowerShell exec bypass import module C Windows temp powerup.ps1 and put the semicolon and type invoke all checks. So this will directly execute powerup.ps1 without any worries in a single line. So there is a unquoted service path, but if you can see, there is only space between the program files. So generally program files folder is not writable by common user, so that's why we cannot use this. And you can see we have the auto login credentials for the administrator. So we got the credentials, so copy this, and you can see from the nmap scan result 3389 port is open. So you can use the Remina, or you can also use Xfree RDP. Now paste the password, click on OK. Okay, now you can see there is some task that is being scheduled and running automatically. So you can now open up the PowerShell window and you can go to desktop. So you can use the root.txt and you can also get the user.txt. So this is the very simple way to get the root, but the actual method is different. Here what they have asked is, so they are asking the OS version. We already know that it's Windows 2012 R2. Here they have asked us to upgrade the normal reversal to the meterpreter reversal. So you can also do that, generate the reversal using the MSF Venom and execute that exe in this reversal. You will get the nice meterpreter reversal. So what is the name of the abnormal service running? So we need to find the services. So let's go and check WMIC service get name. So how to get the path? I forgot about the path. Or we can also say WMIC service get path name. So that should be do WMIC service get name, path name, process ID. So this I think we can filter from this Windows System 32. So here what they have given is the hint as you need to go to the program files x86. So that means you don't need to search for in the Windows System 32. Find str and grep for not system, ignore case and system 32. Now you can see, so they are using AWS to host this VM, and this is some abnormal service, that is the Windows scheduler. So you can, this is the service name, copy, and we can query for this SCQC Windows scheduler. I did not get much information here. Then what I have done is I went to C, and this program file is x86. So system scheduler, so go into this directory and you will have bunch of binaries. Okay, here you can also see the events directory. If you go into this, you will have one text file. So read this text file, and you can see the message.exe. So it's being stopped and started for like, I think it's for like 32 seconds. I don't know, it's like 30 seconds. So that's why let's go to back directory, and where is the message.exe, and this is the message.exe. So let's check for iCals. So m permission, I think it's modify permission. Let me Google this. I think it's modify. So it's modify. So you can modify this. Everyone on the system can modify this message.exe. So what you can do is msf console, msf venom, I think you can also just, I don't want this interpreter, Windows shell reverse TCP. So output format as exe and output as let's say win shell winshell 6666.exe. So whenever after few days, if you look at this binary, you will understand that it's Windows normal shell for the port 6666. So we have the binary ready. Now let's copy into this folder. Let's start the listener. Let's copy into our current directory. Oh, we can write into this folder as well. So now let's copy winshell 6666.exe into the message.exe. Is it prompting for yes or no? Overwrite. Yes. Now let's say dir, and you can see the bytes have been increased, and after like 30 seconds we should see the shell. And now we can see we got the shell. Who am I? So we got the administrator access. So this is the intended path they have put, and also I think this using the credentials to RDP into the system is also intended because they have opened the RDP port, right? So privilege escalation without Metasploit, you can run the WinPeace. So WinPeace also finds the same. And lastly, they are asking what was the original install time. So how you find this? Run the system info. In that you will find the starting installation date. See original install date. So copy this. This is the answer for the final question. So that's all about this HackPark from TryHackMe.